So let's have a quick recap what we have discussed in the last session. In the last session, we have discussed about what is AWS and what are the services which we are going to cover in this particular training. And if you join this particular course, what are the things I'm going to provide? Live trading, recordings, training PPT, documents, sample resumes, interview question, and these are the things which you will get if you're going to join this particular course. And these are the services which we are going to cover in this particular. So this is what we have discussed in our previous session. In today's session, we are going to learn about how we can create our AWS account. But before starting on this particular topic, any question anyone have? Whatever we have discussed till now, you can please raise your hand. Anyone have any question? No questions. So let's start with our today's topic, where we are going to discuss about how we can create our AWS. To create your AWS account, first of all, you need to go to this particular URL, the URL which I mentioned here. You can go to this particular URL, or you can also go to aws.amazon.com. If you go to aws.amazon.com, right, here on right hand side, you have an option of sign in. You can click on sign in. When you click on sign in the below, you have an option to create a new AWS. You can go to this particular link, or the link which is mentioned here in my PPT. You can go to this particular link also to create your AWS. To create your AWS account, you can use any email ID. You can use Gmail, Yahoo, Hotmail, Outlook.com, any email ID, whichever you want to use, you can use your personal email ID. So you need to enter your email ID. Then you need to enter your password. And after entering of your password, again, you need to confirm your password. Can you enter any password? No. Do we have some rules and regulations which we need to follow for our password? Yes, we have some rules and regulations we need to follow for our password. What are the rules and regulations? These are the ones which we need to follow. So out of these 4 things, we need to use at least 3. And minimum password length needs to be 8 characters long, and the maximum is 128 characters long. Minimum 8, maximum 128. And out of these 4 things, you need to give at least 3: uppercase, lowercase, number, non-alphanumeric, means symbols you can use. So these are the rules and regulations you need to follow for your. And here you need to give your AWS account name. An AWS account name must be unique globally. Whatever the account name you are giving it, that particular account name needs to be unique. That name is not used by some other person, so you need to give a unique name to your AWS. Once you give your account name, you can click on continue. So once you click on continue, you will move to the second page. And if you see on the left hand side, here we are getting free tier offers, which we have discussed in our previous session. Always free, 12 months free, or that. And here you need to select a plan. Which plan you want to? You want to take a business plan or you want to take a personal plan. Don't select business plan for your practice purpose. Go with the personal plan. Because in business plan, again, they are giving you some plans. You need to select any one of the plan. And it means that minimum bill you will get every month from their side. So don't select the business plan. Always go with the personal plan, because in personal one, we have an option. We can select 0 rupee plan also, where you will not get any minimum bill from their side. Otherwise, in business one, you have the plans, you will get a minimum bill from their side. Once you select your plan as a personal plan, you need to enter your personal names, your full name, your phone number with country code, select your country, your address, city, state, and postal. Postal code means PIN code you need to enter. You need to enter a PIN. Once you enter a PIN code, you can check this checkbox to accept their terms and conditions. If you want to read, you can read that also. Done. Next step, click on continue. So we have followed first 2 steps. In first step, we have given our email ID, password, account name. In second step, we have given our personal details. And once you click on continue, here you need to enter your card details. You can enter credit card also, or you can enter debit card also. But some important points about your card. Don't worry, they are not going to deduct any single rupee from your account automatically. They are not going to. They will send you a bill. Let's say, example, you have used some services for which you need to pay. So they are not going to deduct automatically. They'll send you a bill, and that particular bill you need to pay. But to create this AWS account, they are going to deduct 2 rupees from your account. And those 2 rupees also you will get refund in 3 to 5 days. Usually we'll get in 24 hours, but still as per AWS, those 2 rupees we will get refund in 3 to 5 days. And in India, a lot of people might be have RuPay card also. RuPay credit card or debit card we have. AWS does not support RuPay card. So in India, you have Visa or MasterCard. You can only use here. You can't use RuPay. If you are using Visa or MasterCard, make sure that particular card is enabled with international transactions. Because in India, by default, international transactions are disabled. So you can check your mobile app, your banking mobile app, or you can check internet banking. From there, you can enable. Just for 10 rupees, you need to enable. You don't need to even give more limit for that. You just need to give a 10 rupees limit to create your AWS account. So here you can enter your card number, expiry details, card holder name, and C. So these details you need to provide for your card details. Make sure you are not going to use RuPay card. Next step, click on verify and continue. Once you click on verify and continue, you will get an OTP so they can deduct 2 rupees from your account. That OTP you need to enter here and then click on submit, complete that particular transaction of 2 rupees. After validation of your card details, you need to validate your mobile. So you can again enter your mobile number here and you can validate your mobile number by using text message or by using voice calls. You have two options to validate your mobile. So just select your country code, then phone number and the characters, whatever they are showing you, enter that one. And if you are using text message, click on send SMS to validate your mobile. And then you will get an OTP, and that particular OTP you need to enter here to validate your mobile. Next. Click on continue. After entering of the OTP, then click on follow. Now here we are getting support plans. You always need to use basic support free plan. We have a developer plan also, $29 per month. We have a business support plans also. If you are using these plans, these are the minimum bill you will get from their side. So always select basic support free plan and then click on complete sign up. Go to AWS Management Console. Select your role and interested in. You can select anything here. It doesn't make any difference. You can select anything in your role. You can select anything in interested in. It doesn't make any difference if you select any other details also. And then click on submit. Once you click on submit, this is how your account is. Once you log into your account first time, this is how your account is. And one more important. When you are creating your AWS account, sometime it will take just 5 to 10 minutes. In rare cases, it takes 2 to 3 hours to create your. Usually it takes near about 5 minutes to create your account. But even after doing all these steps, sometimes they need to validate your details and then they take 2 to 3 hours to validate and then they will activate your. In very rare case, this will happen. So this is how you can create your account. And now let me log it to my AWS. This is how my account is. It is showing me in recently visited services details to you. But when you are logging first time, it will show you like this. So this is how you can create your AWS. Any question anyone have regarding this creation of AWS account? You can please raise that. Yes, Pratibha, you can unmute yourself.
So once we create this account, we don't need to again do any changes, right, to the card or settings or anything. It's one time.
No, it is just a one-time place. You don't need to do anything, but yes, whenever, let's example, you'll get some bill because in AWS we have few services which are paid also. Okay, not all services are coming under free. But let's say example, we have used us because in training, we need to use few services which are paid also, but don't worry, those are very minimum charges, like 10 cents per hour. They are going means 3 to 4 rupees per hour. They are going, sorry, 7 to 8 rupees per hour. They are going to charge you. And just for 1 hour, you need to practice and then you can terminate those things. So you will get some, let's example, 30, 40 rupees bill from their side. So whenever you are paying the bill at that time, again, you need to enter a card. Because as per RBI rules, if you are from India, as per RBI rules, they are not going to save your card details.
Okay. And when I'm trying to enter the card, multiple times it is actually failing. I'm
So
entering
that
the OTP, but again it says
make sure it is enabled with international transactions. The error you are getting might be because by default, your account is disabled with international transactions. We need to enable it. We can enable by using mobile internet banking mobile app, or by using internet banking also you can do that.
okay. Thank
Okay,
you.
that's why it is getting failed. So you need to enable, just enable for 10 rupees, not more than that.
Okay, thank you.
Yes, Sandeep, but you can unmute.
Hi. Yeah, I saw that there are three options for creating the account, three tiers. One is free, always free. One is free for 12 months. So is there any service
No, they're not
limit?
free. They are not options to create account. These are not options to create accounts, Sandeep. When you are going to create account, you will get 3 offers. Few services which are always free for lifetime, few services which are coming under 12 months free, and few services are always free for trial period.
Okay, so we don't need to select it. It's by default, which are
By
free
default,
for
yes,
12
there is no
months.
option to select these 3 options. There is no option. By default, few services are coming under always free, few services are coming under 12 months free, and few are for trial period.
Okay, and suppose if there is any service which is not free, so would it provide any notification that you are using it? It could charge
No,
you for the
no.
service.
AWS is no cloud platform is going to provide that particular option that this service is not free, this services are paid. No. That is why in previous last session, I have shared one link also where you will get the details about which services are coming under free.
Okay.
Okay. In this yesterday's session, I have shared one link also. Okay. The link is mentioned in my PPT. Sandeep, you can check that particular link. In that one, you will get the details which services are coming under free.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yes, Monica.
Hi, Ankit. Can we use the same contact number for the two accounts?
Yes, you can use it. For
Okay.
AWS, yes, you can use it. Even you can use the same card details also.
Okay.
But make sure, the previous account which you have created is having no pending bill.
Okay.
If it's pending bill, they identify, they'll suspend this account also for you.
In the previous account, actually, I have forgot my password. I have recovered it, but it's not recording. And I have contact with the AWS person, but they did not also help me. So I have left that account like that. But
No,
now I can create the new
you can
account.
create
Right?
a new account, but make sure that particular account is pending with no bill.
Okay.
If it's not pending, then yes, with same card detail or phone number you can use.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Deva Lakshmi, you can unmute. Deva Lakshmi, I'm not able to hear you. Mohammed, you can unmute.
Yeah, hi Ankit. Sorry, I just joined it. I was a little bit late. So I just want to know whether is it? I mean, do I need to use my credit card itself or debit card online?
Anyone. It's not
Anyone,
mandatory to use credit card. You can use credit card or debit card, any one card you can use.
but it should be international
Enabled.
transaction enabled.
Yes. And you don't need to enable with 100, 200, 500, just only for 10 rupees because they need to deduct only 2 rupees. And the 2 rupees also you'll get a refund in 3 to 5 days.
Okay, so while I mean every day when I'm what do you call practicing? So after practicing, do I need to disable it or automatically it will be like if I close the website or close my account? So will I be still be charging? I mean, if whatever the services which I have purchased.
What you can do is after a practice, you can terminate those things. You can delete those things. I'm going to teach you also whatever things we are going to create. We have a delete option also.
Okay,
So it is not automatically going to delete.
Okay,
You
so
need to
next
delete
day,
it manually.
okay, so next day I have to purchase the same again.
No, you don't need to purchase every day. You don't need to purchase anything every day, Muhammad. You just
Okay.
need to create your service.
Achha. So
Okay, how to create, I'm going to teach you all those things. How to terminate also, I'm going to tell you those things also.
Okay, so it will be terminated only for that day itself.
For that particular time period, terminate. Next time when you want to practice, you can recreate that particular service again.
Achha, okay.
Okay, you can recreate that particular service again. So it will be a practice for you one more time.
Okay, sure. Thank you. That's all.
Okay.
Thanks. Thank you.
Yes, Kaf, you can unmute. Kaf Sheikh, you have raised your hand to ask your question. You need to unmute yourself.
What's the difference between paid and unpaid services?
There is no difference in that one. All services, if you are selecting the free plan, you will get all services. If you are selecting paid plans, then also you'll get all services. But if you go with paid plan, you will get a support from AWS side also.
Okay,
They'll help you to build your own service, your platform. But if you're going with free plan, there is no support from their side. Okay, you will get access of all AWS services. You go with free plan or the paid plan. Okay. Okay, so those have raised their hand, guys. Just wait, I'll come back to you. Let's start with our first service of AWS that is called as EC2. Now, what is the full form of EC2? EC2 stands for Amazon Elastic Compute Cloud. Now, what is this EC2 service? EC2 service, under this EC2 service, we are going to create virtual servers. Now, what is virtual servers? Let's take example, I'm using this particular computer. I want to say create a same type of computer in Amazon also. I want to create a same type of computer on Amazon infrastructure. How can I create that particular same type of computer? We can create under our service called EC. So that is what we have called it as virtual servers. We can create that particular computer as a virtually on Amazon infrastructure. And we can access that particular computer from any part of the location. From wherever we want to access that particular computer, we can access by using my own laptop. I can access that particular server, particular computer, and I can work on that particular computer like I'm working in my personal. Which operating system AWS is supporting? AWS support Amazon Linux, Ubuntu, Windows Server, Debian, CentOS, Mac, Oracle Linux, there are lot of types, variety of operating system we have in AWS. Now, whenever we are purchasing any computer, which things minimum we are checking as a normal person, which things we are checking whenever we are purchasing a computer? Can you please confirm in the chat box? Minimum things, the very general things I'm talking about. Correct. I got one answer. RAM, CPU, correct. Hard disk. These are the very basic thing. And the fourth one is operating system. OS, also you can call it. These are the very basic thing every person is checking whenever we are purchasing any laptop or a computer we are purchasing. So whenever we want to create a same type of computer in Amazon infrastructure also, we always need to give these 4 details. Without these 4 details, it is impossible to create AWS EC2 machine. Now, first of all, whenever you log into your AWS account, the first thing what you need to do is you need to select a region. Region means in which these computers. So first thing what you need to do is you need to select a region. Where we can select a region? On the right hand side, here we are able to see the, and by default in my AWS account, it is selected as Mumbai region. If I want to choose any other region, can I choose that? Yes, I can choose that. Here is the list of all the regions we are able to see. North Virginia, Ohio, California. Here I'm getting Hong Kong, Hyderabad, Mumbai, Singapore, Sydney, a lot of regions we are getting. So whatever the region you want to select, you can select. As per my location, the nearest region is Mumbai one. So I'm going to select the Mumbai. So it means in Mumbai region, I'm going to create this particular EC2 machine. And which operating system I'm going to use? I'm going to use Windows-based operating system. This is first time we are learning this service. So I'm going to use right now Windows. In our upcoming sessions, we will learn about Linux also. So select a service called EC2. If you see here my screen, it is showing me in recently visited also. But in your AWS account, it is not going to show that. So here I'm going to search. We have a search option also. In search, we are going to go with EC2, and it is mentioned as virtual servers in the. So click on this particular service. Click on instances. Now, whatever the steps I'm going to follow, all these steps are mentioned in my video. You are already able to see one particular machine right now. What is its state right now? Stop. I'm not going to use this machine. I'm going to build a new machine. So click on launch instance. Here I'm getting on right hand side. Click on launch instances. Done. Next step, enter the name. So the first thing what we need to do is we need to give the name to this particular EC2 machine. And name can be any name you can. I'm giving the name as Windows-140. So to create this particular EC2 machine, we need to follow some steps. And the first step we have done is we have given the name to our EC2 machine. Second step, we need to select operating system. In our daily language, in our basic language, we call it as operating system. But in AWS, it is not called as operating system. In AWS, it is called as AMI, Amazon Machine Images. So this is the first session of this particular service. So I'm going to use word as operating system. But in our upcoming session, I'm not going to use word as operating system. I'm going to use AWS terminology called AMI, Amazon Machine Image. You need to remember these terminologies because when you are going for an interview, you also need to use these terminologies. If you are not using these terminologies, definitely they will not hire you. You need to use these terminologies. I know that no one can remember these terminologies one day, single day. So slowly you start practicing and remember these terminologies. So which operating system we are selecting? Windows Phone. So here I'm getting Amazon Linux, Mac, Ubuntu, Windows. So I'm click on Windows. Under Windows also, we will get types. Here I'm getting the types in the Windows. Which one I'm going to use? I'm going to use the default Windows Server 2020. This is the one I'm doing. And if you see here and right hand side, it is clearly mentioned. This one is coming under your free tier. If it is not mentioned as free tier, and if you're going to use, you will get a bill for that. So make sure whenever doing practice, you are selecting the free tier eligible. See, we are getting some other also. These are not coming with free tier. So I'm selecting Windows operating system. We have system. So we have completed two steps. One name, second we have selected our email. Scroll down. Now, next step, we need to select CPU and RAM. Let's take example, my requirement is I just need one single CPU and 1 GB of RAM. This is my basic requirement. This is my very basic requirement. And as per my requirement, which type should I need to select? Here I'm getting types. See, this is the name T2.nano, T2.micro, T2.small, T2.medium, T2.large. Like this, we are getting it lot of types here. And there it is mentioned it how many CPUs we are getting and how much RAM we are getting. And by default in my AWS account, it is selected with the type called T2.micro. And T2.micro is coming under free tier eligible. And in this one, how much RAM we are getting? 1 GB of RAM, and we are getting it 1 GB. Now I'm going with the same link which we have seen in our previous session. I'm going to that particular link. Scroll down. This is what we have seen type of offers. What is the first service name we are getting here? Amazon EC2. 750 hours per month. 750 hours per month for Linux based operating system. The type T2.micro or T3.micro instance depend on regions. 750 hours per month for Windows T2.micro or T3.micro. So depend on the region. In few regions, they have given for free tier T2.micro. In few regions, they have given T3.micro as a free option. And which one you are using? We are using Mumbai region. In Mumbai region, they have given 750 hours free for Windows with type called T2. We are getting 750 hours for Linux separate and 750 hours for Windows we are getting. So 750 hours for Windows we are getting, 750 hours for Linux. Not included we are getting, separate we are. Next thing. So we are selecting which type? T2.micro. With T2.micro, we are getting CPU and RAM. Scroll down. So how many steps completed? One name, second AMI, third instance. Fourth option is key pair. Now, what is this key pair? Key pair is something like a password to us. Something like a password. So to connect to any machine, definitely we need to enter a password. And that password we can generate with the help of this particular key. Next thing. So here I already have some existing also showing you. But I'm not going to use this existing one. I'm going to create a new key. So click on create new key. Give the name of your key pair. Key pair name can be any name. I'm giving Windows 142-. This key is very, very important. With the help of this particular key, I can generate the password so I can connect to this particular Windows machine. So click on create key. So here system is downloading one file. And I'm going to save this particular file in our batch 142. Windows -142- key is the name of my key. So we have completed one more step. Scroll down. I mentioned Windows T2.micro, creating a new key. And whenever we are giving key pairs, special characters not allowed, like @ exclamatory, star, and sign, percentage, dollar, hash, those type of symbols will not work. Hyphen is working. Hyphen you can use it. Other than that, what we have, star, @ exclamatory, @ those things will not work in your key pair. And what is the extension of that particular file is pem.pen. You can also see here, let me show that. What type is temp. Next thing. To connect any Windows machine, it is mandatory to enable a port number called RDP port number. And AWS is so smart. By default, they are enabling a port number called RDP. And if you see here, the checkbox is already checked. It means to connect to this particular Windows machine, we need to make sure this checkbox is checked. If we are not going to check this checkbox, we are not able to connect to this particular Windows machine. And here it is mentioned as anywhere. Anywhere means we can connect to this particular machine from any part of the next. Now, to connect any Windows machine, we have discussed it. It is mandatory to enable a port number RD. For every port, there is a number we have. Anyone knows the RDP port number? If anyone knows, you can please confirm in the chat box. RDP port number. I got few answers. Few are correct, few are incorrect. I got the answers. The correct answer is 3389. 3389 is the port number for RDP. For every port, we have some number. The default ports, and it's a default port. And for default port, we have a port number called 3389. And this port number, I'm again saying, is mandatory to enable if you want to connect to this particular Windows. Same way for Linux also, it is mandatory to enable some port number. That particular port number we'll discuss in our upcoming session. And here we have some checkboxes also. That checkboxes we'll discuss in our upcoming session. Now, excellent. Next thing is we need to give the hard disk. This is what we have discussed it. We got CPU, RAM, we got operating system also. Now we need to go with hard disk. Scroll down. By default, they are giving us 30 GB to us. And for each machine, maximum 30 GB is coming under free. If you want, you can increase the size also here, but if you are going to use more than 30 GB, you will get charged for it. Till 30 GB, it is free. Scroll down. And then here we have some advanced details. Regarding this advanced details, we are going to discuss in our upcoming sessions. And how many machines I need to create? I need to create only one single machine. So here we have mentioned as, if you want to create 10 machines, you can give 10 here. But when you give 10, system will create 10 EC2 machines with same details. With all the same details, system will create 10 EC2 machines. But I don't need 10 EC2 machine. I just need only one single EC2 machine. Now, let's have a quick recap. First thing what we have given the name of our EC2 machine. Second step, we have select our AMI, that Windows 2022 server. Third step, we have select our instance type. The name of that instance type is t2.micro. With the help of this instance type t2.micro, we are getting CPU and the next step, we have given key pair. We have created a key pair, and this key pair is going to help us to connect to our Windows. Next step, we have enabled a port number called RD. And by default, this particular port number is enabled, and make sure this particular port number is enabled, because if you are not going to enable this port number, even if you have username, password, everything you have, you can't connect to this particular. It is mandatory to enable this particular port number RDP if you want to connect to your Windows. And we have discussed it for RDP port number. The port number is 338. And here we are getting hard disk for by default 30 GB. We are it's something like a C drive. I am getting 30 GB, which I am getting it. It is something like a C drive. Done. We have given all the details, and I just want to create only one simulation. And here on the right hand side, we have an option of launch instance. So I'm going to click on launch instance. Done. So we have created our Windows EC2 machine, and you can see the name which we have given it, Windows-140. So we are able to create our EC2. Now, after creation of this EC2 machine, is our work completed? No, our work is not yet complete. What we need to do is, we need to connect to this particular. How we can connect, that also we'll learn. Let's have quick questions, then we'll come to the point how we can connect to this particular. Yes, Sindhu, you can unmute. Sindhu, you have raised your hand.
Hello, can you hear me? Ankit,
Yes.
I have created one AWS account. The bill is generated like it's like 2 months, 3 months back, almost 1,000 rupees. Can I block that account, or I need to pay that amount? And
You
I
need to
need
pay
to
that
use.
amount. And you
Okay.
can check the bill also, why you are getting a bill.
I have created some instance and I left. I have not stopped those instance
That's why you are
after
getting sick. You
practice.
need to pay that bill.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you. Yes, Chavan, you can unmute.
हेलो
Yes, Chavan.
हाँ सर आप आपने हिंदी में बोल सकता हूँ कि मैं
Yes, Chavan.
हाँ वो आपने बताया ना EC2 का वो
Yes.
हाँ वो अकाउंट ओपनिंग का वर्क है क्या मुझे क्या क्या सॉफ्टवेयर
Chavan,
वगैरह
पहले मैंने आपको अकाउंट क्रिएशन का बताया, अकाउंट कैसे क्रिएट करना है.
हाँ वो मुझे समझ में आएगी.
So what is your question, Chavan, here?
हाँ अगर अकाउंट क्रिएट होने के बाद वो आपने वो कहा ना EC2 विंडोज
हमने फर्स्ट सर्विस स्टार्ट लर्न करना शुरू करा कुछ हम.
क्या
EC2 मशीन कैसे बनाते हैं?
हाँ
यस. तो आपका क्वेश्चन क्या चल यहाँ पे? आप प्लीज क्वेश्चन बताइए अपना.
वो आपने वो प्रोसेस बताया ना वो EC2 का वो कौन सा ऑप्शन का क्या सिलेक्ट करना है
जी.
वो हम अकाउंट क्रिएट करने के बाद ट्राई कर सकते हैं क्या वो?
बिल्कुल. यस.
अभी
आपको
क्या
प्रैक्टिस करना है. बिल्कुल.
ओके अगर आज ही अकाउंट ओपन कर सकता हूँ क्या, कल ओपन कर सकता हूँ मैं?
It's up to your wish, Chavan. When you want to start practice, you can open your account. Okay.
Today.
And for practice, you need to create an account.
ओके, तो आपने EC2 कहा वो मुझे मालूम नहीं है।
So what is your question, Chavan? तभी मैं आपसे पूछ रहा, आपका क्वेश्चन क्या है? आप मुझे क्वेश्चन तो अपना बता ही नहीं रहे हैं। आप सिर्फ ये पूछ रहे कि मैं अकाउंट क्रिएट करूं। हाँ, अपना अकाउंट क्रिएट कीजिए प्रैक्टिस करने के लिए। आपको क्या समझ नहीं आया, आप बताइए मुझे।
EC2
Chavan, I'm waiting for your question.
हाँ, आई एम नॉट, मुझे वो आपने EC2 कहा ना, वो EC2 क्या है वो?
EC2 एक वर्चुअल सर्वर, इसलिए का कंप्यूटर। मैंने अपना एक कंप्यूटर बनाया है Amazon इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर के अंदर।
हाँ,
तो इस कंप्यूटर बनाया हमने। ना ये कंप्यूटर
हाँ,
रेडी हो गया, अब इस कंप्यूटर को एक्सेस करना हमने।
हाँ, अगर अपने कॉन्फ़िगरेशन से वो एक्सेस करना है क्या?
यस, फ्रॉम अपने लैपटॉप से मैं एक्सेस करूंगा उस कंप्यूटर को।
तो आपने वो कहा
मैं
है
आपको
कि वो
तो
एक्सटेंशन से की पेयर।
बिल्कुल, तो कीपेयर हमने जब बनाया था, उस कीपेयर के थ्रू हम पासवर्ड जनरेट करेंगे और उस पासवर्ड के थ्रू हम इस मशीन को कनेक्ट करेंगे। वो ऑप्शन मैंने अभी आपको दिखाना है, वो मैंने ऑप्शन अभी आपको नहीं दिखाया।
हाँ, और वो T2 माइक्रो टाइप,
वो इंस्टेंस टाइप है। T2
हाँ,
डॉट
वो
माइक्रो
सब।
के वजह से हमें सीपीयू और रैम एलोकेट हुआ है इस कंप्यूटर को।
ओके,
ओके,
वो सब प्रैक्टिस करने के बाद ही समझ में आ जाएगा ज्यादा से।
स्लोली स्लोली चवन, एक सिंगल डे में कुछ समझ नहीं आएगा, स्लोली स्लोली
हाँ,
समझ आएगा। तो तभी हम स्लोली स्लोली लर्न करना शुरू कर रहे हैं।
अगर वो ये सेशन का रिकॉर्डिंग भेज सकते हैं क्या? नहीं
बिल्कुल, सेशन का रिकॉर्डिंग मिलेगा।
मिलेगा ना?
बिल्कुल,
हाँ, ओके, मैं आज थोड़ी देर में शाम को मैं अकाउंट ओपन कर सकता हूँ।
वो आपका विषय चवन।
ओके,
ओके,
ओके।
यस संदीप, यू कैन अनम्यूट।
Yeah, hi. As you said that 30 GB storage is free for the Windows instance. More than that, we would be charged.
करेक्ट।
So suppose if I have created 2 or 3 instances and each one has
Per
30
EC2 machine, that's per EC2 machine we are getting 30 GB, not only 30 per EC2
Okay.
machine.
Any limit for the EC2 instances in free account? Is there any limit?
My limit is 750 hours per month. That's what we have seen at few minutes before. 750 hours per month we are getting free.
Okay, means there is no limit on the count of instances.
Hours.
We can create it. Yeah.
Only hours
We
is
can-
counted.
Okay.
Okay. So
Yeah.
like right now my machine is working. Let's example that particular machine is working for 10 minutes. So it means from 750 hours, they are going to deduct 10 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. And 750 hours we are getting for Windows separately, 750 hours we are getting separately for Linux. And whatever the hours or whatever the free account details you are getting, it is going to reset on 1st of every month. Because AWS billing is done on 1st of every month. So whatever the free tiers details you are getting it, that is going to reset on 1st of every. And this is, we have created only for 16 days we have. Okay. 16 days. So it means for this particular month, you will get quota only for 16 days, not for full month. It means you will get a data on pro databases for current month.
Sorry, I didn't get this. Please.
For June month, how many days are left? 16 days are left.
16. Yeah, yeah.
Okay. So 750 hours, you are getting it for full month.
Okay.
But for June month, we have only 16 days left. Okay, so it means you will get data for pro databases only for 16 days. So I can count 750 divided by 30. Let me just do the calculation for you. 750 divided by 30 multiplied by 16. So it means for this month, you will get 400 hours. For June month, from 1st of July, you will get every month 750 hours. Okay,
Okay,
so
and
the
it will be calculated for each instance separately.
pro databases we are getting for the first month, but from next month, we are getting it full hours. Okay, Sandeep?
Okay.
Now let's move forward, and now I'm going to show you how to connect to this particular machine. So select this particular machine, click on connect, go to RDP client. Scroll down. Here I'm getting the public DNS, which I'm going to note down. Here is my username. I have noted down it. And here we have an option of get password. Click on get password. So what it is asking me to upload that particular key. So upload that particular key. In which key we want to download? Windows 142, sorry, Windows 142 hyphen key. So go to that 142 folder. Here I'm selecting that particular. Click on open, scroll down, and here we have an option of decrypt password. Scroll down, and here I'm getting the, so note down this password. So to connect to this particular machine, we got our details. Now, I need to open remote desktop connection. In your Windows machine, by default, this software is installed. I have searched just RE, and here I am able to see remote desktop. In Windows machine, it is by default installed. Yeah. Now, the first thing what you are able to see here is computer. In computer field, you need to enter this particular. Done. Click on show options. Here we have username. Our username is administrator, and administrator is our default user. Done. Click on connect. Click on connect. Now we need to give the password which we have generated. Click on OK. Click on yes. And you can see here, we are able to connect to this particular Windows EC2 machine with the help of remote desktop connection. We are able to connect. To cancel this one. Here are the machine which we are able to connect. And Windows machine will take some time to get. Still in process. Still taking more time to get load. Now I'll go to this PC and see. Here I'm going. The 30 GB of hard disk we are getting here, which showing us 29.9 GB, and the default one which we have selected, we are getting as C Right. So if I just open this one, here are the ones. Just please see, right click, properties. Here I'm getting that RAM which we have. And which operating system we have used? Windows Server 2020. So here we are able to see the details which we have given it while creating our. This is how we can create our Windows EC2 machine and we can connect to this system. Right now, we are just learning about the creation part. What we can do in this machine, all those things we will learn in our upcoming session. Any question anyone have? Please let me know. Then I'm going to show you after your practice how you can terminate this machine. Because if I don't need this machine anymore after our practice, what we can do, we can delete this machine. What is that process? I'm going to show you that. Yes, you can unmute Kolan. You can check, ask your question.
Uh, Ankit, yeah, quick question. Like I did observe that when you configured, like you did mention, you chosen that number of instances, one, right? Say example, if you want to
Correct.
choose for 5 or 10, then how that machine name would be
Same
generated?
name. Whatever the
Oh.
name I'm mentioning here, all 5 or 10 machine will get the same name.
Okay, but only the IP and
If
that's
after creation of the machine, if you want to change the name, you can edit the name also. Like here I'm giving -1, click on save, the name is.
okay. Is there any maximum limit? How many instances can be created
No,
at a time?
there is no limit. The only thing for a free tier, you have a limit of the free quota. So if you exceed your free quota, they will get a bill for that. Otherwise, there is no limit. We
It's
have
good, which
till
is
now.
equivalent. Okay, got it. I think which is equivalent to Terraform, right? I think that's the separate one, but it's AWS giving by default, seems like.
Correct.
Okay, got it. Okay, thank you.
Yes, Silent, you can unmute.
Hello.
Hi.
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes, I'm able to hear you.
Yes, I was talking in traffic and I started the class a little bit late. Am I going to be able to get whatever was done on the recording?
Yes,
That's
we
my,
are going
is
to
it-
share the recording in our WhatsApp group.
okay.
Are you in the WhatsApp group?
Yeah, I'm in the WhatsApp group.
Okay. I'm sharing again the WhatsApp group. If you are not there, you can please join the WhatsApp group using the link. And
Yeah,
my
I'm
team will share the recording in the WhatsApp.
on the group already. My second question now is that I'm pretty new to this I'm pretty new to this, and I was working with a friend. So and I already have a AWS account. Do I need to open a new account, or can I use that account?
If that account is not older than 12 months, you can use the same account. If its account is older than 12 months, then I suggest you to create a new account. So why should you pay extra to AWS?
Okay.
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 Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, Pramit, you can unmute.
Yeah, hi, Ankit.
Hi.
Ankit, actually, while you were selecting the instance type T2.micro, I saw some default billing for that. Means
Don't worry,
USD.
they are not going to charge you anything. It is mentioned as free tier eligible. So if your account is under 12 months, they are not going to send any bill for that. Don't worry. And till that time you're under a free quota, they are not going to charge you. And even in our upcoming session, I'm going to show you where you can check your free quota, how much free quota you have used. Those information you can also check in your AWS account. I'm going to tell you those things.
Okay, Thank you.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Now I'm going to show you how we can terminate this machine, because I don't need this machine anymore. So if I don't need this machine anymore, what we can do is we can delete this particular machine. So for this one, you need to select that particular machine, click on instance state and click on terminate. We have a one more option called stop instance also. Stop means you want to stop your machine and the same machine you want to use again. But I don't want to use this machine anymore. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to terminate this particular. So here we have instance state. Here we have an option of terminate. And once you terminate this machine, it is impossible to recover this particular machine if we don't have a, and by default, we don't have a backup. How to take backup also we'll learn in upcoming session. So I'm going to click on terminate. It is clearly mentioned when I'm terminate, it is impossible to. I'm going to click on terminate. Now first it is shutting down, and then after a few minutes, system is going to terminate our machine. And you can see here, the remote desktop is disconnected because we have terminated that particular Windows EC2. Yes, Venkatesh, you can unmute.
Just for that topic, I think we got the.
Yes, Venkatesh.
Yeah, just I raised for hand regarding this instance terminator. Whether if we stop that instance, will get any bill generated after limitation?
No, if you stop your machine, there is no bill generating from their side also for stop the machine. But I'm suggesting you to terminate your machine because you don't need that machine anymore. Whenever you want, Venkatesh, you can recreate your machine. So it will be again practice for. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you. That's.
Thank you. Now, one more thing is what we are going to discuss in tomorrow's session also. Right now, we have discussed about how we can create our Windows machine. In tomorrow's session, I'm going to show you how you can create a Linux machine. Yes, Nagwa, you can unmute yourself.
Hello.
Yes, you can ask your question.
Yes, the question I wanted to ask is, can you create two machines at a time, or it will be very costly?
Sorry, how many you repeat your question?
Can you create two accounts, AWS accounts?
You want to create two accounts, you can create it, but it's not required. You don't need require two accounts. You can go with only one single account also.
Okay.
Okay, you don't need multiple accounts, just create one single account for the backup. Okay, any more questions? Yes, Sam, you can.
Yeah, hello. Yeah, Ankit.
Yes, Sam.
Yeah, see, whenever we create the services, right? So the AWS motto is like a pay as you, or like a use, right? Pay as you use as a billing motto, right?
Pay as you go.
If, yeah, pay as you go or pay as you use, right? So if we create any services, how we'll get the bill here? We cannot use, right? It's idle only, right? The services
No, if you are using that particular service, then they will generate a bill. If you're not using a service, how they can generate a bill for that service?
No, some of the people like he reported, right? Some bill they got it without using the service. How they will like got
It is
the bill?
impossible, Sam. Without using a service, how you'll get a bill for that? Right? Do you
See,
forget to delete that particular service?
No, see, if we create the account, okay, if we create the service, but without using also we'll get the bill, no, right?
I didn't I'm working on AWS from near about 8 years. I didn't get any single bill. And even I'm giving training from last 8 years also for AWS. Till now, I'm not getting any bill for that.
But
I
how
have
come
created
some of
multiple
the users
accounts.
reported just now some bill they got it right without using services?
It is impossible. Might be you forget to delete it, or you are using a service which are coming with paid one, then you are getting a bill. And whenever you reach to that particular free tier limit, even AWS is sending an email to you also that you have reached your 80% or 90% of your limit of free tier. Even they are informing you also. Still after that, if you are using it, definitely you will get a bill for that.
Oh, time frame, within a time frame only.
Okay. And every month you are getting the free quota. And first of every month it is going to reset.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Got it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes,
got it.
and
Thank you.
Shuljan, you can add that.
Hi, Ankit. So yeah, so in your example, you deployed only one instance, right? Like suppose if we have deployed like 5 machines, like we will be using the same password or key for
No,
that, or
password will be same. Keep here, you can use the same one if you
same,
want to
okay.
use it. But whenever you're generating a password, that will be the different password for each machine.
So for each machine, it will be a different password, right?
Yes, keep here, you can use the same one because with the help of keep here, we are generating the password.
The password. And also like once you stopped it, right? The hours will also be stopped,
No.
right?
Yes, they are
No?
not counting those particular hours. They are not going to
Yeah.
count.
They're not okay. Okay, yeah. Okay, thanks.
Your free tier details are stopped there.
Yeah, free hours will be stopped there, right?
Correct. They are not going to count those things.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Thanks.
Yes, Suresh, you can add. Suresh, you have raised your hand to ask your question. You need to unmute.
Yeah, sorry, it was in mute.
Yes, Suresh.
Yeah. So while creating a 2 instance, so the 2 instance is running at the same time, like 2 hours. So will it calculate 4 hours or 2 hours?
It will count 2 hours.
Okay, while running.
So let's take example, you have 10 EC2 machines.
Yeah.
So 750 divided by 10 is going to do. So each machine you will get 75 hours.
Okay, okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions?
That's it. Yeah.
Yes, Arti.
My question is that, sir, what's the difference between key pair and password?
With the help of key pair, we are generating the password. And key pair, without key pair, it is impossible to generate a password. So to generate password, you need that particular file.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Ganjan, you can unmute.
Hello, sir.
Yes, Ganjan.
Sir, my question is that if I created EC2 machines, so after for practice, I have to terminate it or I have to stop again for create
Terminate it
EC2
because
machine.
you don't need that particular machine, Ganjan, anymore. Because right now we are not doing anything in that particular EC2 machine. And we are not going anything do it right now that you need that particular machine in upcoming session. So the best practice is to terminate that particular for you.
Sir, if I had created EC2 machine and I have to go off, means I have to close the AWS, then I have to stop it or I have to terminate, means it will, I go in background, then time will be going on only, means whatever time they are providing, it will be reduced from that.
Till that time your machine is in the running state, only at that time they are
so if I have to keep that EC2 machine and I have to go at background, so I have to stop that, no?
No, I didn't understand your question. Can you please repeat your question?
Means, sir, I had created EC2 machine and it's still running, and I have to just go outside the services. So I have to stop it or
no need to stop it. If let's say example, in real time, if I talk about in real time, we have a machines are running. Now I need to go to the console. So it's not mandatory to stop the machine. Machines are still running in the backend.
Okay.
Okay, but once you complete your practice, that time you can terminate your machines.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, sir.
Yes, Mukul. Yes, Rahul, you can unmute.
Yeah, hello, sir. So if we
Yeah,
terminate
hello.
or if we
Mukul, just
terminate
1
or
minute. Yes, Rahul.
sir, if we terminate or stop the service, so both the cases bill will not generate, right?
Yes, if you stop your machine or if you terminate your machine, they are not going to generate any bill, and even they are not counting the hours also.
Okay. Okay.
Okay.
Yes. Thanks.
Yes, Mukul, you can ask a question.
Yeah, hi, Ankit. I have a question. Like, can I check my bill during the configuration of any EC2 machine or any
You can
services in
check
the
free
AWS?
tier details. Yes, you can check that. How to check? I'm going to show you in upcoming session. I'll show
Okay,
you those
and
details
one
also.
more thing. Yeah,
Yes, yes.
Like I have one more thing.
Hmm.
Like, can I set my budget in the AWS like beyond this money?
Yes,
like
you can set
AWS
that
will not.
also.
Okay, so that
We have an option of budget.
that
How
will
to
also
set a
be covered in
budget?
the next session.
Upcoming, not next session, in upcoming sessions. We have an option of we can enable a billing alert also. We can set a budget also. We have both the options. Okay, and both the options I'm going to show you in upcoming session. Okay, Mukul?
Okay. So what is the difference between stop and terminated?
Stop is like a shutting down. Terminate means like you are deleting that particular.
Okay, so you have deleted this window 142, but it's still showing.
Yes.
Here.
It is still showing, but after a few minutes, just completely remove from here also. Okay, Mukul?
Thank you. Thanks.
Yes, Umesh, you can ask a question.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Mukesh. Yes, sorry. Yes, Umesh, I'm able to hear you.
Now we terminate the instance, right? It is not use another sessions.
No one can use this machine anymore because we have deleted that particular machine. So no one can access this particular machine anymore.
Okay.
Okay.
You can't restart it. You can't restart it, right?
If you stop the machine, then you can start the machine. Like stopping means like I'm shutting down my laptop and then I can start my laptop again. So stop is something like that. Terminate means I'm deleting that particular machine from AWS infrastructure.
Okay.
Okay. Yes, Rajashekar, you can unmute.
Hey, hi, Ankit. After creating the machine, I don't want that machine to be used for some like few days. Can I shut down and
For
the
few
machine?
days, yes, you can stop the machine. Then whenever you want, then you can start that machine at that time.
So particular that day's bill won't be generated, right?
No, they are not going to charge you for those number or till that time your machine is in the stop status.
Okay, fine. And one more thing, for the region, once we select the region, can we change that region?
But yes, you can change the region, but the machine which you are able to see right now, this machine you will not see in any other region.
Oh, okay, fine.
Okay,
Got it.
like right now, I'll show you practically. Right now, you're able to see two machines.
Yes.
In Mumbai region, one is stopped, one is terminated. I'll switch to another region. Just a minute. I'll go with US East region. Some time. See, it is showing me no matching instance one because the instance whichever we are creating, it are region specific.
Okay.
So only in that particular region we are able to see that.
Is there any particular like we want to select this region where I'm nearby region or anything like that?
No, it depends on client to client.
Okay.
It depends on client to client. Even few clients are using Ireland region. You might be using California region. You are using Mumbai region. You are using Sydney region. It depends on client to client. But yes, majorly clients are focusing on one thing. Wherever they have major customer, they're always preferring that particular nearest region. Because with that, they are having the better connectivity. They will not face any latencies issue in that particular. Okay, because in AWS, the storage services which we have, with EC2 machine, we will not face this issue. But in AWS, we have some storage service called S3. In that case, we'll find some latencies issues if you try to access from long distance. Okay. So in that particular case, we'll make sure we are always using the nearest region where we have more customers.
Got it. Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, Sheikh, you can unmute. Yes, Sheikh, you can unmute yourself. Yes, Nagva, you can unmute.
Hello.
Yes, Nagva.
Yes. Another question I have. If you create an AWS account, how long does it take? Can it be there depending how you use it, or it has a particular time that you have to maybe create?
Account is for lifetime. The account which you are creating, the account is for lifetime.
I'm sorry.
The account which you are going to create, that account is for lifetime. But the free tier which you are getting, that is only for 12 months.
Okay.
The free quota which you are getting, that is for 12 months. But account is for lifetime.
Can you terminate that account and create a different one?
If you want to delete this account, yes, it is possible. We have some option. We can delete our account.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes, Suresh.
Yeah. Just want to know the difference between like shutdown and stopped.
Shutdown and stop both are same thing.
Oh, both are
we
same.
Don't have anything something like shutdown here. Shutdown and stop both are same thing.
Okay. So one more thing.
Okay.
If I upload 2 GB of data in a virtual machine, so you generate a bill or how it's?
Till 30 GB you have a free space. 30 GB free space you have it. And for 30 GB, few of the space they are using for operating system. And then you have that space. So under 30 GB, you can store anything, including your operating system. They're not going to charge you anything. But maximum data you can store is 30 GB because we have allocated only 30 GB of the space.
Okay. So
more than data, if you want to store, you need to increase the space of your hard disk.
Okay. So now we have created Windows OS. So in that it was mentioned like server 2012. So it is
2022.
Yeah, 2022. Okay.
We have used 2022 version, right? And 2020 is the latest version right now.
Okay. So every month we are getting 750 free quota.
750 hours per month for Windows, 750 hours per month for Linux.
Yeah, till 12 months we'll be getting, right? So after 12 months we'll be getting bills.
Correct.
Okay, understood.
Okay. Yes, Nagva, you can ask a question. Nagva, you have raised your hand. Yes, Mukul. Mukul, you can unmute yourself. Okay. So with this, I'm ending this session. In tomorrow's session, we are going to discuss about how we can create our Linux EC2. So this is what we have for today's session. If you have any more things to ask while practice, you can please drop me an email to my email. Thank you all. Thank you for joining today's session. See you tomorrow. Thank you.